Three men found guilty of murdering 298 people in shooting down of MH17. Court says Russia had overall control of the separatist forces in eastern Ukraine at the time when the plane was shot down. A Dutch court has found three men guilty of the murder of 298 people on board flight MH17, which was shot down by a Russian surface-to-air missile when it was flying over eastern Ukraine in 2014. The court handed down sentences of life imprisonment to the Russian nationals Igor Gerkin and Sergei Jibinsky and a Ukrainian Leonid Karchenko after finding them guilty of bringing down the plane and the murder of everyone on board. They were ordered to pay more than 16 million euro in compensation to the victims. The three men remain at large and it remains unclear if they will ever serve their sentences. A third Russian national, Oleg Pulatov, was acquitted of the charges owing to lack of evidence about his role in the firing of the missiles. In 2014, all four were fighters for the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, a pro-Russia separatist movement. None of the men appeared in court and only Pulatov chose to appoint lawyers who pleaded not guilty on his behalf. The presiding judge, Hendrik Steinweiss, said the court had concluded that MH17 was shot down by a Russian-made Buk missile from an agricultural field in eastern Ukraine, citing extensive evidence that did not leave any possibility for reasonable doubt whatsoever. The court found that Russia had overall control of the separatist forces in eastern Ukraine at the time when the plane was shot down. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said it was an important court decision, tweeting, "Holding to account masterminds is crucial too, as the feelings of impunity lead to new crimes. We must dispel this illusion. Punishment for all Russia's atrocities then and now is inevitable." Some relatives said they were pleased with the outcome. "We are very pleased that justice has been done," said Piet Plog, the chair of the MH17 Aviation Disaster Foundation, which spoke on behalf of relatives. Plog lost a brother, sister-in-law, and nephew in the crash. The truth has been established, which is important for all relatives, but also from an international perspective, he told the Dutch national broadcaster NOS. He also said it was important that the judge had spoken openly about Russia's role in the conflict and the disaster. The verdict caps a 32-month trial that began in March 2020 in a secure courtroom at Schiphol Airport, from where flight MH17 took off on 17 July 2014, bound for Kuala Lumpur. Only a few hours into the flight, a missile exploded just above and to the left of the cockpit, causing the plane to break up in mid-air. According to an international investigation, everyone on board was killed. The victims came from 17 countries and included 198 Dutch nationals, 43 Malaysians, 38 Australians, and 10 from the UK. They were from all walks of life, families with children, young couples and retirees on the holiday of a lifetime, teenagers celebrating the end of exams, professionals heading to conferences, a nun, a shipping worker going home. 80 of the victims were children. The Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte said, "This is yet another step in the pursuit of truth and justice for the victims and their loved ones. And important as this verdict is, it is not the final conclusion. It is not the end. All parties will have the right to appeal. So, the judgment is not yet final. But to reiterate, an important step has been taken today." During the trial, relatives of the victims gave testimony to the court, in person and through video link, of their overwhelming grief and how their lives changed forever when they found out their loved ones had been on board MH17. Parents and uncles mourned children that would never go to school or graduate from college. Others gave vivid family portraits of siblings and parents, their personalities, hobbies, and dreams for the future. Many recounted the trauma of visiting the morgue to identify their relative's body. Others told of the painful dawning reality that only a few bone fragments or no remains at all would be recovered. Some lost the main breadwinner in their family, adding financial pressure to mental anguish. Grief was compounded, several said, by misinformation from the Russian government and refusal of the defendants to take responsibility. Prosecutors, after the findings of an international investigation, concluded that the four men did not press the button themselves but were responsible for taking the buck from Russia and deploying it on the battlefield. The Netherlands and Australia said in 2018 that Russia was responsible for the disaster after investigators concluded the buck missile had come from a Russian military base. The Kremlin has always denied any involvement while claiming it was excluded from the investigation. For different news, please subscribe iNews 365 and click on all notification bell to get every news instantly to get yourself updated.